Hey guys, welcome back to Blaze Goddess Tarot. For today's pick a card reading, we are looking into should you quit? You got pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Go ahead and pause the reading and pick the pile that calls out to you the most. Alright, pile number 1, if you chose this crystal, then this is your reading. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddess.com. And if this reading resonates, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to do 3 cards on how would you feel if you left, if you quit, and then 3 cards on how you would feel if you stayed. So it kind of gives you, it's not really so much telling you kind of like what to do. It's kind of showing you what would happen if you go down those paths. So for this deck, we're going to see how you would feel, like basically what would happen if you quit. So what would happen if pile number 1 person quit? How would pile number 1 feel if they quit? How would they feel if they quit? Okay, you have the 4 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. I feel like it would definitely be something new. With the Ace of Swords, you're definitely going to be learning something. I feel like with the 4 of Pentacles, you also have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like with the 4 of Pentacles and the Empress, I feel like you're going to be like trusting yourself more. You're going to really feel like you're comforting yourself. Like you have your back, your own back. And the 8 of Pentacles, I feel like you're going to end up working with something long term or something you see yourself doing long term. I feel like it's also kind of like a job where you will learn, but you also know where you could work at, like within yourself. So it kind of will help better yourself as well. But I feel like you definitely will have more self-respect for yourself if you do. Maybe you've been waiting to leave this one job. And maybe you've been telling yourself you can't. And then you finally do, and it's like you end up putting yourself on the pedestal instead of like their opinion or their validation. And especially with the Empress, I feel like not only are you going to be feeling confident in yourself, but I feel like you're also going to end up being in a community where you are valued, you know, more highly. Sorry, I'm so sick. But, so with this deck, we're going to see how would you feel if you stayed. How would pile number 1 feel if they stayed at their work environment? How would pile number 1 feel if they stayed? Pile number 1 feel if they stayed? You have the 4 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, 2. You have the 2 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, and this one's standing out to me, and the 9 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you have the 2 of Wands. I feel like with the 2 of Wands, it's definitely giving a vibe like you're going to keep on wishing and keep looking for other things. You're still not going to be content. You still won't be satisfied. I feel like you're still going to be very passionate, but like passive aggressive. You know, like you're still going to do your job. You're still going to have the confidence, But, like, I feel like the way you talk to people might be a little passive-aggressive. You still feel like you're being left out in the cold. You're still feeling indecisive. You're still not wanting to see certain parts of the job. And with the 9 of Pentacles, you're definitely going to be in your own bubble. You're not really going to be wanting to socialize with anybody. You might even be, like, looking outside or something. But yeah, you're definitely going to stay in this mucky energy. I mean, you're still going to remember your worth because, period. Why would you forget? But you're still going to basically hate where you're at. You're not going to really see a future. You're not really going to be wanting to hear or compromise with anybody. And I feel like it might get to the point where you might end up hurting somebody else's feelings that really ain't involved. Like, you end up yelling, like, flashing back at this coworker or, like, a customer. And it's like, dang, like, what did I do to her? Or what did I do to them? What did I do to pile number 1? And it's like, they could have done nothing. It might have been, like, you know, you thinking about an area of your work or something. And you end up having it build up and suppress. So then it's like it all comes out at once. And you end up doing it the wrong way. And end up hurting other people. Even if that's not your intention. Or like trying to prove your point of view might end up throwing somebody else under the bus. And hurt their feelings. Yeah, because there's even the 5 of Cups. You're still not going to be happy. So yeah, I would definitely take the leap if I was you. You're definitely going to enjoy it. And you're actually going to want to work. But that is all that I have for you, pile number 1. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddessTarot.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. Bye. Hey, pile number 2. If you chose this crystal, then this is your reading. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddess.com. And if this reading resonates, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. But we're going to go ahead and get started. I have 2 decks. So the first deck is going to be how would you feel if you quit? And the second will be how would you feel if you stayed? So for pile number 2, how would they feel if they quit? Pile number 2, how would they feel if they quit? Five of Wands, Queen of Swords. How would pile number 2 feel if they quit? Yeah, the Empress and the 9 of Wands. A lot of red. A lot of red. And then you have the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, red represents the root chakra. And the root chakra usually talks about, you know, your energy level. It talks about comfort. It talks about safety. You know, all the things that really make us feel grounded. So, you have the 5 of Wands, and we're going to start just left to right. The 5 of Wands is a very complicated energy. It really talks about drama. It talks about, you know, the tense energy. It could talk about arguments, a lot of, like, friction, all right? I mean, it could do with a lot of people. Maybe you end up getting a job and you end up not liking the people. Or maybe you get a job and you really start to have complex feelings because you miss the people at your old job. And I feel like with the Queen of Swords, you might end up, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, having some type of attitude, some type of entitlement You might even be kind of vulnerable, right? You might not feel comfortable, so you kind of end up having this kind of rough exterior to kind of like shield yourself. Especially with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a very guarded energy. It's very protective. It's of its own. But like the Nine of Wands is looking off, and it's near the Ten of Swords, right? It's looking towards the Ten of Swords. And I feel like it just ain't gonna work out. You're gonna end up kind of, I guess, getting off the wrong footage, and it's gonna basically set the tone for this whole job. Or maybe it's just, yeah, take this leap, but make sure you're doing it the right way. Make sure that make it where you can come back to this job. Put your 2 weeks in, be appropriate, all these things. Just make sure you do it right if you do quit, maybe. Because you do have the Empress. And the Empress is all the Queens in one. But it could go back to where I was saying, like, the entitlement, right? You might think that you're above everybody else. Maybe you just learn the job really fast and other people get jealous. Maybe it has nothing really to do with you personally. But they get jealous and maybe you don't feel like you kind of like fit in. And that's why you have to have this kind of attitude to yourself. So it don't get in your head. Overall, no matter what type of situation you're in, I feel like there is definitely going to be friction between the people. There's definitely going to be friction on protecting yourself, feeling safe. And I feel like you might even dislike it. It might also kind of be I don't know. Maybe these people even backstab you. Or maybe this is a job that ends up betraying you. Maybe this is saying, like, have other options. Maybe the job that you have on your mind, that one job, isn't working. And it's going to backstab you. It's going to end up bad. But if you have, because you see how the Queen of Swords, she has that one circle and then she has all these stars. Maybe it's like, you got to have all these stars. You got to be more prepared, I guess. Have more backup plan. So if you end up leaving, you don't feel trapped, really. So let's look into what if you stay. What if you stay? Look how two stays. Ooh, you have the Page of Swords. You have the Nine of Cups. What if you stay? And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you have the World. Yeah, this is a lot better energy. So I feel like right now, there might be, like, because with the Page of Swords and that coming out first, I know I put it in the middle, but I feel like there might be kind of something that you're unaware about with the cloudiness in the back of the card. And especially, like, you have, like, the cloudiness, and then the cloudiness right here, and it kind of looks like it's together, and I feel like out of all the cloudiness, out of all the confusion, you're going to end up having something. Even if it's a paycheck at the end of the week, you might end up getting a raise. I feel like this is more of a be grateful of what you have. Realize that overall you are kind of satisfied with this job. And I feel like whatever is happening and whatever is making you want to quit, you have the World. I feel like it's going to come complete circle. It's going to, wrap itself up. You just gotta let it kind of take time, you know? Ask what you want. Make it clear to the universe. Let it happen and know things are happening behind closed doors. You see how the cloudiness is happening behind the person and the person's looking at the Nine of Cups? I feel like it's kind of just a mind your own business type of situations, and everything's going to work out at the end for you. I feel like if you get another job, it might not be what you expect. You might end up really kind of regretting your decision. You're really going to sit there and kind of kick yourself. I mean, you're going to sit there and be, you know, trying to be grateful that you ended up leaving this job and you ended up taking that step, but really you're going to deep down miss it. Maybe not miss it, like, emotionally, but, like, there's some type of satisfaction with your job. Or maybe there's a different position. But it's more of a stay put, realize that it could be a lot worse. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but that is really what I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. But I definitely feel like something's going to happen with this Ace of Pentacles. You're either going to get a raise or you're going to get a promotion. You're going to get something out of it. So just hang in there, pile number 2. But that is all that I have. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddessTarot.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this crystal, then this is your reading. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddess.com. And if this reading resonates, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into it. I have 2 decks. The first one is going to be how would you feel if you quit? And then the second is going to be how you feel if you stay. So you could take that and do as you wish, okay? So for pile number 3, how would they feel if they quit? How would pile 3 feel if they quit? How would they feel if they quit? Jeez. Should I take all these? I'm taking all these, okay? So how would you feel if you quit? You got the 4 of Swords. You got the Lovers. You have the Star, the 10 of Wands. You have the Queen of Wands, the World, and Judgment. I automatically feel like if this job is kind of doing you wrong, I feel like you're going to end up seeing karma, like instant karma. Like if you quit, I feel like this job really needs you. Yeah, because with the 7 of Swords, like I don't feel like they're deceiving you. I feel like the way you might end up quitting might be kind of deceitful. Like you might be like, all right, see you tomorrow, and then you just not show up. And like, I feel like your work environment will remember that. But you got a lot of cards. I was just doing 3. You got 6. No. 7. Girl don't know how to count. But okay. Left to right. So you have the 4 of Swords. So I feel like you will eventually get a break, a mental break. I feel like you might end up getting a job where it's less work. Or maybe you are a stay-home mom. You know, because maybe you have a partner that kind of supplies more for you. Maybe you're now with a partner. And maybe your finances are kind of going down. Where you don't have to make so much. I feel like people are still going to be wrapped up in your business. I feel like it might get to the point where you're so absorbed in what they're thinking and what they're saying. And kind of like what's happening over there. Like you still might be kind of like watching this company. Because again, maybe they did you wrong and you're really like, you know something's going to go down. I feel like you have some type of wish, you have some type of dream. And I feel like, you know, if you go towards it, it will end up pretty much in your favor. I mean, you got a lot of major arcanas. And they're all good major arcana. The only negative card here is the Ten of Wands. And it's because, like, the Ten of Wands usually talks about being overburdened and having a lot of challenges. But with all these snakes in this deck, I feel like it's just the people. You know, like, you might end up getting getting a job and they're, like, misleading you, giving you mixed signals and misinformation. But I feel like you kind of see straight through it. And you'll kind of grab the bull by its horns. And I guess just see right through them is what I just said, you know. I feel like you will probably be looking over your shoulder. But, like, at the same time, you already know. Maybe the Seven of Swords is also talking about the people. Like, you're going to like the job. I feel like it is going to be a good leap. You are going to be very passionate about the job. But I feel like the people there might end up trying to set you up. They might try to set you up for failure. And it might be kind of, like, stressful. But only when you think about it. Because, like, I feel like with this job, you might have, like, different things you could focus on and end up getting in your own bubble. And then once you get in your own bubble, that's when you're going to end up really liking the job. That's when everything's really going to click. Everything's going to make sense. I feel like it even might, like, help you better yourself. It might lead you to, if this ain't your dream job, maybe it will add, you know, a record of some type of stand. Like, somewhere you to stand on so you can get to the step that you need to get to really progress. You know, because, like, I just now noticed, like, this Queen of Wands, she has this big, you know, kind of like, so looks like a coin, you know. If you show up to your dream job and you're like, well, I got a history of this type of work before, it's going to actually help you in the long run. Or this job is going to end up making you realize, you know, what you want, what you don't want, and making you realize, you know, hey, I have a different dream job. It's going to make you really see things differently. You're going to be looking more towards the future, more of what's going on, what you want going on, you know? So I feel like it could be good. And especially with the Lovers, like, that's really good. It's really good. But how would you feel if you stayed? How would pile number 3 feel if they stayed? How would they feel if they stayed? We got the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and King of Pentacles. And then the King of Swords, okay? At the bottom of the deck. So I feel like there might be some people that you're staying there for. Maybe you end up learning a thing or two from somebody else. But I kind of feel like with the Six of Pentacles, that's more of the breadcrumbing card, okay? So when you feel like things are unfair, or when you feel like, you know, this person makes $1 while you making a dime and it ain't fair, especially with how they treat you. And I feel like with the Nine of Swords, it might end up being vocalized. Either they end up saying something to you, or I feel like you kind of call them out for gaslighting you or something like that. Let me get more cards, actually. How would pile number 3 feel if they stayed? Five of Pentacles. Yeah, because I was thinking when I was shuffling, like, with the Nine of Swords, like, I feel like you're still going to be rushing to find another job. I feel like you still might be kind of, like, upset. I feel like you might even be blowing through your job. Kind of, like, not, like half doing it, but more of a, get it done, get it over with, instead of actually doing it passionately. See, then there's the Ace of Swords. Then I feel like there will be like this big talk, this big lecture. And it's just kind of like going to make things worse. And it's going to make you more confused. And it's going to make you want to reach out to different options anyways. Yeah, because you even got the Devil, which talks about control, manipulation, especially with the King of Swords. The King of Swords usually is a manipulating card. Maybe you're in a relationship there, because like I was like splitting the deck like this, playing with it, and it was the Three of Swords and the Two of Cups. But at the bottom of the deck you have the Ten of Wands. So I feel like if you stay, it might work for a little bit, but I feel like your attitude is going to change a lot, or somebody's attitude is going to change a lot. I feel like even if you suppress all the feelings, it's going to show. It's going to show that you don't really like it. Sorry. But it just shows that it's going to eventually run its course, and you're going to continue to feel like you do. So I feel like it is a good time to move forward. Maybe it's not a conversation, actually. Maybe it's you telling yourself, okay, this is, run its course. It's already done, I've already done as much as I can here. It is what it is. Maybe you're saying, like, this job, you don't really get anything out of it anymore. You don't want to stay here for the rest of your life, but it's not really giving you anything to really work with. It's not really giving you any type of life lessons either anymore. Like, you've already learned all you could from this job. And it's already reached its potential. It's already reached its max capacity. And it's just time to move forward. I feel like it might not even be the job itself. It might just be your soul saying, this is it. It's already done. It's over. But pile number 3, that is all that I have for you. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddessTarot. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. Bye!